Hey everybody. We are here with some more Dota. Uh, this was I kind of picked a short game on purpose, just because I feel like this game will be able to
For battle.
will do player perspective on me for now. But just because I kind of want to post a short game because it takes less time to upload with my internet problems and all, and also because I feel like I can show off a couple things with this game about kind of what you don't want to do when you're doing stuff. So basically what happened is we got an all-pick game, and nobody was really picking anything. I think our Zeus on our team, we're playing on Dire, I'm the sniper, but the Zeus on our team, I believe, picked, and he immediately called middle. So I was like, okay, whatever. If he's good, I don't care. He can play middle. Just my greatest fear is somebody calls middle, and they're bad. Well, not bad, but they're just not that good. Because you have to be good to play middle. You should be, like, the best person on your team should probably be playing the solo lane, whatever that is. Might not be middle necessarily. But yeah, so I actually just randomed, and I random sniper, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. I'll random sniper. I was gonna go top lane, but Juggernaut and Crystal Maiden really wanted top lane, which personally I think those two are would be better on the bottom with Sniper and Lion on top, because Lion's gonna be supporting me. But I think that's a bad lane. I think that's a minor lane problem. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. Crystal Maiden Juggernaut is an absurdly good lane. That's like one of the scariest lanes in the game. Like the only thing that might be scarier, Juggernaut Venom might be the only better lane with Juggernaut in it. But Crystal Maiden Juggernaut is just dumb. Because he has Blade Fury, which is just ridiculously good. But we're not talking really about Juggernaut, we're talking about Sniper. Now in Sniper, I always like to pick up Take Aim first. I think it's almost always good to take that, because it extends your attack range, which is extremely important for Sniper, because it lets you harass more easily, which you'll see is very important in a second. It lets you harass and last hit from a further range, which makes you safer. And it just makes you, all in all, a lot easier to do stuff. So right away, the enemy team is going really aggressive on our Lion. But the important thing here is that I keep running backwards as well, and then I just keep attacking. So that's the important thing. This Treant thinks he can actually fight me, but I just stand there and fight because I have the creeps to back me up. And so they basically just overcommitted, and we basically get first blood, essentially. And now Phantom Lancer also took a lot of shots there. Meanwhile, Lion just popped his salve. I ate one tango, and we're fine. So what exactly went wrong for them and good for us? Well, something that went well for us was that both Lion and I immediately reacted. I don't know if you saw me backing up. The second I saw Treant Protector moving around the right side of the creeps, I immediately started backing up because I knew it was going to happen. I'm pretty sure our Lion did something similar. I wasn't exactly watching that closely, but one thing he did right away was he immediately ate this tree with his Tango, which was very important, because when you do that, he would have probably died without it, because over the course of that, it probably healed him like 50 health or something, and I'm pretty sure he didn't live with that much health. So it is very important to, do little things like that. But basically what happened is they tried to attack us with 2 melees. Here they go again. They do have 2 slows, which is pretty good for them. But the problem is we have 2 ranged, so it's very easy for us to just harass the shit out of them. So once again, Treant's almost dead. And they've dropped first blood. So we have a huge gold advantage and experience advantage. I'm already level 3. I'm going to go on free camera for a second. I'm already level 3. Phantom Lancer's level 2, and Treant Protector's actually level 1. So we have a significant level advantage already, and significant gold advantage. You look at my gold, 314, by far the highest in the game. And also, I randomed, and when you random, you can start with 853 gold instead of 603. So you actually have a slight gold advantage. And with that gold advantage, I was able to pick up a Wraith Band really early, which gives me a lot of extra damage. That is Sniper's main weakness in the laning stage, is he has like no escape mechanisms, and he doesn't do very much damage. He has like the best attack animation in the game, which is it's basically instant once you attack. Here I was doing some curious stuff. Once again, they immediately start attacking. Our Lion managed to hit him. I think our Lion might actually die here. He gets really close. He doesn't have Phantom Lancer doesn't have enough mana, but I'm able to just harass the shit out of them. And so Lion's gonna have to go back and heal, But right now, it's like I already have my Ring of Aquila, which gives me mana regen, armor, and more damage. I'm just hitting really hard. Like, I could just... These guys don't have much armor. Treant Protector has 2 armor, which is very, very, very little. He's almost blown through all of his regen. Phantom Lancer has no more regen. That's their problem. I've used almost no regen. Really, instead of going after Lion, they should have been going after me. Because I have fewer escape mechanisms. Lion has like 2 different disables. And so it's very easy for him to get away. But yeah, one of the reasons this is going so poorly for them right now is because they have 2 melee heroes, while we have 2 ranged heroes. What I'm doing here is you'll notice I get 2.8 mana per second right now. The reason that is Ring of Aquila gives 0.65, I have base mana regen, and I also have Arcane Aura, which has 1. So I'm regenerating a lot of mana, and I'm realizing this, and I'm saying, okay, the only thing Sniper has 2 passives, Headshot, which has a chance to give a mini stun and extra damage when you hit somebody, and Take Aim, which increases range. Interesting thing about Take Aim, and kind of something important to note, is once Take Aim is maxed, you can actually shoot the tower from outside of its own range. So Sniper is actually pretty good at taking out towers and whittling them down. But yeah, Take Aim's really nice for Sniper because he's so squishy. You'll see later on, even after I'm doing very, very well and getting lots of kills and stuff, just farming in general a lot, I still get killed once because I was basically playing like an idiot because we've been at such an we like stomp basically, and so I play a little bit riskier than I normally would at one point, basically farming underneath their tier 2 tower right about here, and it was a pretty easy kill for them. If they would have messed it up, I probably would have laughed pretty hard. But basically, you can see how much damage I'm doing to this Treant Protector, because he has very little armor, and I do a lot of damage right now. Even though Sniper has low base damage initially, I'm already hitting for like 68, which is quite a bit. Zeus gets a kill, and so does Juggernaut at that exact instant. Zeus's ult is doing very, very good things for us right now. This Treant Protector should eat his last tango. I don't know what he's doing. But basically, they are just forced back. They can't come close to me now, because I have huge range, and they don't because they're melee. That I can just beat the shit out of them. Phantom Lancer actually switches mid, which isn't going to really help him that much either, because Zeus is another ranged hero mid, and Zeus has a huge level advantage over him, and huge gold advantage at this point. So he's 3 levels behind, so Zeus can just nuke the crap out of him with Lightning Bolt pretty easily. Meanwhile, it's soloing Treant Protector against us two, which is dumb, as you can see. Very easy kill. One thing I do throughout this game, I notice I have lots of mana regen, and basically what that allows me to do is that allows me to spam Shrapnel and Assassinate more than I normally would. Assassinate's actually on a pretty low cooldown, 20 seconds at level 1, and at level 3 it's only 10 seconds, so you can shoot it a lot. So when you have this much mana regen, let's just do a little bit of math. Let's say I only have 3, actually I have a little more. So what's 3 times 30? So every half a minute I'll regen 90 mana. That's 3/4 the cost of Shrapnel. There's a wave every half a minute as well. So that means every wave I can essentially cast a Shrapnel for only 30 mana. And so I can do that like for 10 waves, which is like 5 minutes I could constantly cast Shrapnels at every wave. And what that would do is the Shrapnel, it slows and does damage. So I can use that to keep Treant Protector away, because if he walks into the Shrapnel, he's going to be taking damage. Lion can then stun him while he's in the Shrapnel, and then I can just unload on him. And if he tries to run away, he'll be slowed. So it's just very dangerous for him to walk into that Shrapnel, especially since he is at such a huge disadvantage. Even though he's soloing now, he is still not my level. I still have a higher level than him. And so it's virtually impossible for him to get close enough for last hits. Probably the only thing he could do is he could use Nature's Guise, which does turn him invisible. He could try and go invisible near the units more. So here, once again, I put Shrapnel behind. So he has to walk through the Shrapnel to get away from us, which does damage and slows him, so I can get a couple more attacks in. At this point, taking 1 tower shot isn't a huge deal. I'm not exactly worried. So he tries to go in to use his Leech Seed, I assume, to get a last hit. And Leech Seed also heals him. But that didn't really work out, because we can punish him so easily, because Lion is one of the best disablers in the game. He has a stun and a hex. So That's very good for Sniper, because Sniper has very few chase mechanisms. Once again, another interesting thing to note is Shrapnel actually does damage to towers. You can see it doing damage there, 3, 3, 3. So, it is very good to use Shrapnel on buildings when you want to take them very quickly. That's only level 1 Shrapnel. Max level Shrapnel would obviously do 4 times that amount, so that would be about 12 damage a second. Which can make quite a big difference, considering that lasts for 8 seconds, so that's an extra 96 damage on a tower, which is quite good. So he gets stunned here, and I shoot him once to put him in low health, and then use my ult Assassinate. If you don't know what Assassinate does, it basically has a huge range, monstrous range. It's 1500 at level 1, which you can see is basically my entire screen, so anything on my screen is basically dead. You can see the outline of the circle on the top left there. But it just does a lot of magic damage to a single target who's in range. So here you'll see me abusing my take aim to do tower damage, but one can't even shoot at me, because there's really nothing else for me to do at this point. I'm basically waiting for our waves to meet again. So I'm just doing damage to the tower. So after we clear this next wave, we can take that tower. That's basically the plan. We take the first tower in the game. Juggernaut, Crystal Maiden are basically dominating. Juggernaut ends up getting a lot more kills than me, but I farm a lot more effectively. He actually, I think, has more gold than me at the end, just by a little bit though. So I don't know what I buy now. I buy a TP scroll and I have my power treads. So I have an Aquila power treads. I have a healing salve and an extra tango and a magic wand and a TP scroll. Basically, that's some pretty decent items for only 10 minutes in. I mean, if you look at Juggernaut, who's probably the second most farmed, I think he might actually have more than me. Now I still have slightly more, but he's comparable. He has Phase Boots, Ring of Health, and he has something on the courier too, a broadsword. So he has been doing quite well for himself. So he's doing very well. Here I'm kind of playing it a little bit safe. I also saw my teammates are coming in, so we're going to come around and try and gank this Treant, which I'm waiting here to do, but they actually end up meeting Nature's Prophet, who is swiftly annihilated. I didn't even get to do anything there. Treant Protector goes invisible. What I should have done is one very important thing to note is if you use Assassinate on a target before they go invisible, then you can see them when they're invisible. So if I were to use Assassinate, it has a 1.7 cast time before the actual bullet goes off. If you do that on somebody, like say Ricky Maru, who will go invisible, then after he goes invisible, if you still haven't finished the casting animation, you can still see him. So what would have happened there, I could have done Assassinate. We would have still had sight of him for that little bit, which would have been extremely important. And also, what would have happened is Zeus's Lightning Bolt, which he could have been able to cast, gives True Sight. So it gives True Sight for, 3 seconds? But what would happen would be, my Assassinate would give Zeus enough sight that he could use his Lightning Bolt, which would in turn give us more sight, and we probably could have nuked the Treant down. But that didn't happen. Treant's actually a pretty tanky hero. I mean, his only downfall is his low armor, but that's kind of not that big a deal in the beginning, unless you get tons of damage like I have, where I can hit him for 85 already, like 12 minutes in as a sniper. And then I have the headshot, which can give me an extra 30 damage, which is nice. So it looks like we're going to take top tower next. Crystal Maiden actually gets the last hit. They're going to try and chase, but they're not fast enough. He just has regular boots. Huskar doesn't even have boots, which is probably where they've been losing the lane. When you're fighting a Juggernaut, you need to get boots because of his Blade Storm, which they'll probably do right here. There it is. That's Blade Storm. It does damage in an AoE around him. If he had followed a little bit further, he could have done his ultimate and killed Phantom Lancer. But Zeus gets an easy kill on Huskar. Huskar actually picked off Crystal Maiden. But Crystal Maiden's kind of squishy. I believe my first death is coming up soon, where I'm basically farming in this area, which is pretty dangerous, because they can come through here and get behind me and stuff. Right now we have a bunch of wards up, like a ward right there. This is a fresh ward. So I believe after this goes away, I get ganked and I actually die. So, use my ult for an easy kill on the Treant Protector. Yeah, basically that's it. I'm sitting here farming up a Storm because I'm like, I have such a huge item advantage. Really, none of their heroes can go 1v1 against me. It just is not possible at this point. for somebody to go 1v1 versus me. I get a Yasha here because I'm going to go for a Manta style. I really want Yasha. Yasha's a great item on Sniper because it gives you attack speed and agility, which is very good. Here I just cast Shrapnel to kind of cover myself, because one thing Phantom Lancer could have done is he could have gone invisible. He just lets him go invisible, so he could have gone invisible and actually tried to come after me. So here, Phantom Lancer is kind of being a dick and trying to like harass me, but I'm trying to harass him as well. I believe I actually die here because I didn't see Treant. But I'm basically running because I know that there's somebody behind me. But they have a lot of slows, and this is why Sniper's pretty freaking shitty. This is why he doesn't get picked a lot, and why he's not very reliable. It's because he has no escape mechanism. Like you compare you compare Sniper to somebody like Animage, who as a carry is far more durable and has an escape mechanism. It's just like it's so easy to gank Sniper. If they would have not had such a bad lane, they had such a horrible lane. 2 melees against 2 range. It's just like that's really bad. That's a recipe for disaster every time. I don't care how good you are. It's just like not gonna happen that you'll win 2 melee against 2 ranged. It would have to be such a huge skill disparity between the two. The melee would have to be like really good for that to happen. And it'd have to be very certain heroes could do that. Certainly not a Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer is very weak 1v1 early on. Like, even weaker than Sniper, because Sniper at least has range. Phantom Lancer is, melee. So I switched lanes because, they've been kind of clustering around there for a little while, and I'm just basically farming the jungle, because I want to keep getting money. Let's see, do I have... I buy my Manta style recipe. I need 2100 gold before I can finish the Manta style by getting the ultimate orb. But I'm just farming. It's also good to get money and stuff. Here, this Treant Protector, I don't know how he died. He really shouldn't have died.
Never will you see my face.
He should have double backed is what he should have done. He could have double backed and juked into here, which would have been the ideal thing to do. However, Zeus did ult, and Zeus's ult gives vision of everybody, even invisible heroes. His ult, if you ult somebody who's invisible as Zeus, it won't damage them, but you will get sight of them for like 3 seconds. So, it is useful for finding an invisible hero who is on low health, which was the case there. Here I am just kind of... I walked away because I don't want to interrupt either of these spawns, because if you're standing near where creeps spawn at the 1 minute mark, they won't spawn. One thing I'm doing here is I'm abusing our ward site, because our ward gives vision of this, so I can basically hide behind these trees and shoot these without even really getting hurt too much. Here, I'm just chilling around, and I believe I see Huskar, but I just immediately ult him, because I'm thinking, okay, if Lion gets 1 stun off, I can follow up. So Lion gets a stun off, and Furion comes in, but it's not going to help him. This is a very good play by Furion, though. He actually walls off, blocking both of us, so that was very good of him. He would have died otherwise. But I popped my healing salve that I've been carrying around since the beginning of the game because I never was harassed, because you don't lane 2 melee against 2 range. If there's one thing you guys take out of this, just let it be that. Do not lane 2 melee against 2 ranged. That's exacerbating the problem. Even laning 1 melee against 1 ranged is generally not good, because the ranged obviously have a huge advantage in terms of harassment and stuff. But it's just you can't do 2 melee against 2 ranged. It's way too difficult. I actually saw Treant Protector here. I knew he was invisible. You'll see this in a second. I actually cast Shrapnel right here because I know he's there. You might know why I know he was there. He actually walked through this area along with Phantom Lancer, and I saw them with our plethora of wards here. And so, if you guys don't know what Treant Protector's ult does, so here it's very important as Sniper to attack like that, because you can mini-stun and give your teammate more time to get away. But, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Treant Protector, the way his invisibility works is he can only stay invisible as long as he's within range of some trees. So, obviously, since I'm up here farming, he wants to get vision of me. The easiest way to do that is by standing here, which is the closest spot with trees. And you see, I knew he was there.
Radiant's middle tower
Because, well,
is
first of
under
all,
attack.
he didn't play a very good Treant Protector. I mean, he wasn't very... You saw down here, he moved in a very predictable path when that Juggernaut was spinning. He should have immediately doubled back if the Juggernaut was going to keep going that way. Because, I mean, that's something people wouldn't expect. They don't expect you to run away from safety when you do that stuff. But I actually finished my Manta Style, which I'm sending out right now, which is going to be extremely helpful. Manta Style, well, Yasha gives you movement speed. I don't think I said that, but movement speed on Sniper is very good, because he has pretty slow movement. Generally 300 is decent movement. So he has somewhat slow movement. I mean, let's look at their heroes. Phantom Lancer has equal base movement 290. Huskar has 10 more. Nature's Prophet has 10 more. Tramp has 10 more. So 3 other heroes have more than me, and just by picking up that Yasha, now all of a sudden I move faster than they can. And that lets me be able to run away. Because really that Sniper's only defense when he's getting ganked is just to run. Run or kill them all. And sometimes you can't kill them all, so you just have to run. Here we find another Nature's Prophet. I run over in a vague attempt to help, but he's already dead. So basically at this point, it's 25-3. That's just insane. That's over 8 times the amount of kills. So if we just look at our graphs, experience graph is over 15,000. Gold graph is also over 15,000. If we look at levels here, I'm level 12, Jug's level 14. Their highest is 9. So Jug has 5 levels over there, dude. I mean, our lowest is equal to their highest. It's just crazy. So another thing to note out is if you're playing a carry like Sniper or Juggernaut, it's very important to get the last hit on towers. You get extra gold for it. Like I made 500 some there, whereas if like one of my creeps had killed it, gotten the last hit on it, I would have only gotten like 200 or so. So that extra 300 is very valuable. So I believe Juggernaut actually took the courier to send himself as Yasha, which was on it. Because he also ends up making a Manta Style. Yeah, there's the Yasha. He has a Battle Fury. Battle Fury is basically standard on Juggernaut. It solves so many of his issues. And then I teleport middle because I see there's a lot of dudes middle. Phantom Lancer is pushing up middle, and I'm just like, I'm going to stop the push and also farm, which is always good. So, once again, farming. You can see just that attack animation. It's so good. Sniper has the best attack animation in the game. There's really no hero that's even comes close. And so, to compensate for that, Ice Frog, the creator of Dota, basically made it so that Sniper's attack damage is very low, because he can have very precision attack timing, so he has to wait for just the right time to attack in order to get the last hits in the beginning. I was able to offset that partly by the fact that I randomed and I could get a Wraith Band right away, in addition to 3 Ironwood branches, which basically gave me 12 extra damage. Because I got 9 agility from that, and then the Wraith Band gives an extra 3 damage. So here I actually meet up with my team, because it looks like we're just going to push in and end it. There's really no point in me farming too much anymore. I finished my Manta Style, which is my first major item. I'm going to start going for a Mjolnir at this point, which gives me a lot of attack speed. On Sniper, generally attack speed is better than attack damage, I find. At least in moderation. Obviously, you don't want to just get attack speed. You want to... But I would say prioritizing attack speed a little bit more over damage is okay, because higher attack speed means you get more headshot procs, which is more mini stuns. If you can attack really fast, you can literally like stun somebody permanently. They'll just like not be able to move. Here we kill them, and I'm like, oh, there's dudes here. Treant's ult is very good. He has a very huge ult that's just great. That it basically does a lot of damage and roots everybody in place. We basically just dominate them there. Phantom Lancer's pushing bottom actually. He's only level 10 though, so he's not very scary. I believe I teleport back after a little bit. I think I do that right about now. Here I'm just going this way. I'm like, oh shit, he's pushing bottom. I don't want him to take the tower. So I basically just teleport back and start pushing the tower out, because we kind of want this wave to push anyway, so we can eventually take this barracks too. My team ends up just switching middle low and basically pushing middle into their throne. He doesn't even have money to buy a TP scroll. That's one thing you never want to do. You always want to have a TP scroll, because for example, say say that Juggernaut's more farm than me, and I don't have a TP scroll, he could end up killing me. But I mean, not Juggernaut. Phantom Lancer is more farm than me, which he's not in this case. But say he is. You can just see how much damage I do to this guy. I just totally outclass him right now. But yeah. So I finished my Maelstrom, which gives me a lot of attack speed and gives me some damage, which is what Sniper wants, is both those a lot. And also it gives a chance for lightning to flash. But as I was saying, Phantom Lancer has no stuns. If you're playing against somebody that doesn't have a stun, I always carry a TP scroll. Like a strong ganker that doesn't have a stun, I always carry a TP scroll. Gankers like Night Stalker, Bloodseeker, occasionally Zeus. Zeus's Lightning Bolt does apply mini stun, as does Night Stalker's Void Attack. But once they use those abilities, you can just teleport really quick after they use it, so they don't have the mini stun. So here, he was trying to do his ult, but he kept getting stunned too much. He couldn't do it. And so yeah, they just get owned. But yeah, it's always important to carry a TP scroll, because I mean, Juggernaut was basically stuck in this area, trying to do whatever he can against me, which is basically nothing at this point. I mean, I don't even have any HP items, and I already have more health than half their team. I think their Necrolite gave up, or something. No, he just did not do well in that top lane. Necrolite versus Juggernaut Crystal Maiden is not very good. But here, these are my Manta illusions. Manta style can make illusions. They do 25% damage, I believe. But, you know, they also can proc headshot. That's one reason Manta's good on Sniper, is his illusions have headshot as well, so they can do an extra 60 damage right now. And also apply mini stuns. So it is very handy. Another reason I got Maelstrom is because you want attack speed high on Sniper, it'll give more procs of the Chain Lightning as well by getting a lot of attack speed. After this, I was planning to finish my Maelstrom into a Mjolnir, which is like an upgraded version, which we can look. Here's Mjolnir. Basically a lot more attack damage and better Chain Lightning. And you can also put a buff on yourself that hurts people when they attack you. But yeah, we basically win. I just buy a Desolator because I figure why the hell not? Let's buy a Desolator because I have enough money to do so. But yeah, so we basically just dominate. And the reason we dominated was because we had much better lanes. For example, I believe they soloed. Oh yeah, I want a thing for that. But hold on, I wanna look at this again. Game history. I want to see who they soloed mid. They soloed somebody mid, and it wasn't that great of a solo mid. Basically, we had Juggernaut Crystal Maiden against, I think it was a solo Necrolite for a portion of it. Let's just go like right here. This should be in the early laning stage, but I mean, okay. So let's just pause it quick. They are laning a Huskar Necrolite against a Crystal Maiden Juggernaut. Reasons why this is bad. Even though it's too ranged, they don't fall into the same trap as bottom lane. Bottom lane's downfall is that they had 2 melee against 2 ranged. And they didn't have any stuns, whereas we had tons of disable from Lion. Lion gave me a lot of disable, and I was basically doing the damage, so it worked out very well. Nature's Prophet was jungling and also doing middle. The thing is, Nature's Prophet is not nearly as strong early game as Zeus. Zeus will destroy Nature's Prophet early game. So Zeus did gain a sizable advantage from that in the beginning. And that just basically allowed Zeus to ramp up. So they had a weak lane middle, really bad lane bottom. Top lane, at first glance, you might think it's not that bad. You might even think they have the advantage because they have 2 ranged, whereas we have a ranged and a melee. Thing is, Juggernaut has Blade Fury. So, what this means, Blade Fury, if you don't know, it basically does AoE in an area around him. And he also makes him immune to magic. So, what this does is, for example, Huskar, his ultimate does magic damage. His Burning Spear does magic damage. Necrolite, his Death Pulse does magic damage. His Reaper's Scythe does magic damage. So, essentially, when Juggernaut does Blade Fury, he's immune to a lot of damage from these guys, which is a problem in of itself, and also these guys do not have any disables, whereas Crystal Maiden has a slow and frostbite, which is kind of a disable. It basically stops somebody from moving. It's like a root, but it's a little more powerful than just a basic root, I think. But yeah, it basically just roots him in one spot. So essentially, what happens is Juggernaut will lose Blade Fury, which does a lot of damage early on. It does tons of damage. 80 damage per second for 5 seconds. That's 400 magic damage. That's like all of his health right now. And then after that, it just is, you know, 1 or 2 auto attacks, and Necrolite would be dead. Crystal Maiden can do Crystal Nova, which is an area of effect slow that also does damage. So what she will do is we can watch this. I believe we already got first blood in the bottom lane, but we'll watch this. I'm sure it's going to happen soon where they get a kill. There's no way it's not going to happen soon. So, they're probably just waiting for Crystal Maiden to hit level 2. When she hits level 2, she's going to pick up Frostbite, which is going to give her 2 powerful disables. And let's see, it's not going to happen now because they're pulling the creeps past. But we're just going to watch this. Consider this a lesson in laning and why you shouldn't lane bad stuff together. There's a Frostbite. Juggernaut's going to go in and Blade Fury. Watch this. Oh, he didn't do it that time. He could have if Crystal Maiden would have gotten her Crystal Nova on. He was very close. If she would have gotten the Crystal Nova off, he would have Blade Furied. Guaranteed. So Juggernaut's having a little bit of trouble here because he is taking a lot of harass. There it is. Blade Fury is going to happen right now. And he can't move. He can't get out of the Blade Fury. And Death Pulse does magic damage, did not hurt Juggernaut because he's magic immune while blade spinning. And it's just like these two can't do anything when he's blade spinning. I mean, Huskar can do some decent physical damage when he's at low health because of his Berserker's Blood, but they just can't deal with it. I mean, they just can't deal with the Blade Fury because Crystal Maiden can disable them so that the Blade Fury, you know, gets off really close to them, and then they can't do anything to stop Juggernaut because they have no disables or anything, and it's not like they can really disable him anyway when he's Blade Furying. So I mean, it's just a very, very good lane up here against them. They just can't really do that much to combat Crystal Maiden Juggernaut. Most lanes can't. Most lanes can't handle that. When you fight a Crystal Maiden Juggernaut, you have to play so safe. You have to play like ridiculously safe. It's just you can't let Juggernaut get within melee range of you, because if he gets in within melee range of you, you're dead, basically, really early on. And you also have to get boots immediately. Because good Juggernauts like this guy, will rush boots, because that means they can catch up to you when they're Blade Furying. So it'll be very easy for them to catch up and just Blade Fury the shit out of you. And so that's why you need to get boots when you're playing against a Juggernaut. Always remember that, you need boots against Juggernaut. That is more important than getting like a stout shield. Way more important. But yeah, so the reason we won is basically just because we had better lanes. We had better lanes. I think in general we just outplayed them. I mean, I felt my team was pretty competent. I was actually playing with some Spanish people, some Hispanic people. I don't know if they were Spanish, you know, because I mean, Spanish means that implies you're from Spain, which is probably not the case. In other news, I actually got my first abandoned the other day because my computer decided it wasn't going to play Dota, and it basically just exploded. Which sucks because I actually wasn't doing that bad. I was playing Phantom Assassin. I think it was this one. We ended up losing, of course, because I disconnected probably in the early game. It was a bad time to disconnect because it was a pretty even game at that point. And me disconnecting kind of just, I'm sure, tipped our team over the edge. But in other news, holy crap! How do you guys? I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to Dota 2, but I've been listening to some of the stuff they're adding. They're adding some really cool announcer packs. Like I really want to get some announcer packs. I also want Stumpy. Where's Stumpy? Hell yeah. Fucking Stumpy is amazing. Anyway, that's it for now. I kind of talked a little bit more than I probably should have, but I mean, it's so important to not make mistakes laning. You can't, if you see somebody pick a Crystal Maiden Juggernaut, your immediate thought should be, holy shit, we need somebody who has some way of escaping that combo. What could that be? Well, there could be a number of things. It could be a Mirana who has Leap. You want an escape mechanism, and because you can't stun Juggernaut when he's spinning because he's magic immune. You need an escape mechanism for yourself, like a Blink from an anti-mage or anything. But the problem is Frostbite from Crystal Maiden stops a lot of stuff like Blink. But it is important to know your lanes, because if you get bad lanes like they did, you just get shit on. So consider that the lesson for today. Never put 2 melee against 2 ranged, and be freaking careful against Juggernaut, man. Juggernaut is such a huge early laner. If you don't let him get kills in lane, he cannot keep up. I mean, the only reason Juggernaut had more farm than me as sniper is because Juggernaut got so many kills. because he basically got fed the entire time. But anyway, that's that for now. I'll try. I haven't done Dota 2 for a long time. I'm gonna try and do more. As again it ramps up towards release. I'm hoping it's gonna ramp up soon. Also, super awesome new hero is gonna come out. I would love to do a video on him. He sounds really cool. But anyway, that's it for now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Always get good lanes. That's the first consideration when you're picking. When you're picking heroes, always get good lanes. That's the most important part, is the laning phase. Because if you have a bad laning phase, you have a bad rest of the game. So remember that. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.